If you give me an inch, I'm going to take a foot. That's human nature, is it not?
Yes.
All right. So regardless of the rule, if I pay you an absorbent amount of money and you still choose to load manage, you still choose to not come back when you're fully healthy because you don't know and I'm scared and I don't want to do this, and you're getting an absorbent amount of money, how is it not a softer person, human? What does that have to do with the rule? I get the rules been changed. We understand that. But let me break down a stat for you. 900 NFL injuries last year. 900. All-time high. The recovery from those 900, all-time low. The fact of the matter is we don't know anymore because there's no hierarchy. There's no one holding them to the fire. There's no threat of taking your money. There's no threat of losing games. There's no threat of suspension. Here's the deal. Come back when you want. Take your time. Be soft pussies. That is what we're telling them. And I'm just being honest. Think about it. Think about, let's take the rules out. Think about a Ronnie Lott cutting his fucking finger off in the game and playing. Thinking about a Jack Youngbuck playing with a broken leg. Now your fight is, why do that, JB? There's more money out here to be made. Why would you risk that? Why would you do that?
Makes no sense.
That is still my point. That's the human nature of it, not the rule. The human wanted to play, Big Smitty. The human wanted to perform. The human wanted to do what he loved his whole life and play the game he loved. These cats don't play the game they love no more. They're worried about social media, video games, and a persona to exemplify on social media. They don't do what they love no more. Dog, these players don't even know who fucking the greats are. I even had players in Indy that didn't even know Eric Dickerson was. Like, I'm just telling you, it is a different breed. And I know you say, and we always say, I think totality, the players per capita are more athletic now than they were. But I still think the greatest athletes we've ever seen are from my generation.
I hear you, man. Let me jump back into this, man. Like you use the examples, Ronnie Lott cutting off his fucking hand, cutting off his finger to go play. Like all that sounds like a great movie to watch. But when you really take the emotions out of it, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I mean, it's cool they did it. Like, kudos to Ronnie Lott. It's no shot towards him. But I don't think that was probably the best decision to make. You hear about stories of people going out there with, a
well, and let me ask you this. What would you know about Ronnie Lott right now if he didn't do it?
I mean, that's just that's one of the stories that you want to. I mean, I hear what you're saying. I
just want to put it in perspective. Like, what would you know? Like, what story? Like, Jack Youngbuck plays with a broken tibia in a Super Bowl the whole game.
It's crazy.
And nobody knew about it. He didn't go tell. There wasn't nobody knew about it. That is something that today, I guarantee you, they don't have a regret about. Like, let me ask you, like, what are you going to remember about the kid in Buffalo last year? Had a heart attack.
Oh, you want Damar Hamlin. Yeah.
Damar Hamlin, that's what you're going to remember about him. You're not going to remember that he made a fucking Super Bowl saving tackle because he hasn't. But think about it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
So like, without those guys, though, and without that lore that those guys, they did these crazy feats, that was not thought of back then for doing it for clout. There was no clout to gain. They did it out of pure love of the football game.
Or they had to because the money back in the days was not the same either, JB.
Exactly. Both.
All right, come on. All right. I'm saying if Ronnie Lott was making fucking $20 million a year.
You're making my point even
easier. If Ronnie was making $20 million a year, I doubt he does that. I doubt he does.
I still think he does.
I mean, we'll never know. So
we'll never know. Yeah. But here's the thing, though. Like, it's even making my point more clear. Like, the slap in the face by these young cats to not want to even pay homage blows my mind. For you not to grasp that concept to me blows my mind. Like, these cats. So you're just like you're in the side of the fence that's like give everybody a bunch of money regardless and let them go fuck it off. That's where you're at. Because we're seeing it in community. We're seeing it in society, Big Smitty, every day. What especially inner city kids, what do they do when they get their financial aid check? Keep it 100, homie.
They blow it. They blow it on bullshit.
Cell phone Jordans and a necklace. Come on, man. Like, so you're telling me we're cool with that and not We're not cool with hard work and perseverance. Like, come on, man. That's why we're small.
Today's players are working hard. Like, you don't make the NFL by accident. We were talking about it yesterday. I can't remember what the conversation was, but you're the 1% of the 1%. If you make it to that fucking league, this shit ain't by accident. And not every athlete who makes it to NFL or NBA are just freak athletes. It's only a handful of just the crazy freaks. So my point is, if you made it, you had to bust your ass to get there. You had to bust your ass to stay. These teams aren't just handing you money just to hand it. More players are getting cut than the players are making the big contracts and big money. You know that. NFL stands for not for long. Most guys are out the league by year 3. If you make the year 3, it's a blessing. So my point is, if you do make it, you've earned that shit. You've earned that money. You if they're willing to pay you that money, that means you earned it. I don't care. We can sit back and say, oh, he don't deserve that. Who are we? Who are we to decide who earns a certain amount of money or who deserves a certain amount of money? If the fucking coach, the Patriots, the organization has decided that you're worth this amount of money, then you're worth that amount of money. And if I have an injury that I don't feel great about, I'm not about to rush back on the field to prove myself, because we've seen it happen too many times. We talked about RG3 the other day. He wanted to be tough and prove himself to the team and show everybody that he's about the team. He goes out there and he fucks his career up. And it's like, okay, nobody gives a fuck now, but his career is fucked up. But we, he's out there on the field. It's so tough. Oh, I can't believe he's fighting through the injury. But then he goes out there and he's looking like a shell of himself. And now we're like, oh, why is he playing? He should. It's like you can't have it both ways. Either you got to be that tough ass guy who doesn't give a fuck about his injuries. He's gonna go out there and play regardless, or you're gonna be smart, think about the big picture, protect yourself for the long haul, and you're gonna sit out and let yourself heal. I feel like I tried to rush my knee back after my injury, and the shit ended up turning south. So I've experienced this level before, where to me it has nothing to do with being soft. It's about just having more knowledge of the business, making more money, and making more logical decisions. Because at the end of the day, you can love the game all you want, but you're in this game because of 1, the love, but 2, 3, and 4, because of the money and the lifestyle they provide for you and your family. So if your career gets cut off short because you wanted to be tough and prove yourself to fans and coaches, and now you've missed out on millions or $100,000s of dollars because you wanted to be tough, who's like?
So you're telling me that these guys aren't milking injuries, huh?
I can't speak for every single body. Majority, no. Majority people, no.
Majority of people aren't milking them?
Majority of the people who are injured are not milking them. Is it a handful? There's always somebody doing something. So I'll never say no completely. Do I think majority of people who are injured are milking them? No, I don't.
I disagree. Full 1,000%. I think they're milking them to the. Why would you not milk them? You just said they make more money than we've ever had. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. This is not a debate. This is an opinionated take by you and I. We both have our own opinion. There's no debate here, because debate means you have to have some analytics and stats behind it. And I could get into stats and show you 900 people were injured last year in football. There was more injuries in NBA than ever. That's the stat part of it. But we don't have the stats from back in the day. So it's really not a debate. It's just opinionated takes that we have that we'll disagree on, which makes great conversation. Here's the deal I have, though. Without the Ronnie Lotts and them wanting to play and knock your dick in the dirt and show how hard of a hitter I was, which he probably was one of the hardest hitters of all time, him and Atwater and 30 Andre Waters and all these different guys. Why would you Tatum? Why would you not play? See, that's the thing. I don't believe there's a chance in hell that Ronnie Lott making $20 million still doesn't go out there with his ego and say, I'm going to knock your dick in the dirt with a broken finger. I don't give a fuck how much money I make. I make this money because of me knocking your dick in the dirt. The mentality is completely different. And I see it walking the streets. I don't need to just see it in football. I see it walking the streets, dog. Like, come on, man. You got to admit, you're different. You're not the normal 30-year-old's not even like you. And you've admitted that before. Like, come on, man. The guys walking the streets are a direct correlation of this what we're talking about. It ain't just football, basketball, sports. It's what we see everywhere, every day. It's the same mentality you're discussing from the Walmart worker making $12 an hour. So how does that equate? The guy making 30 million is the same mentality as the guy making $12. I had a video set up, but it fucking won't work. This kid's being asked to work overtime at a fast food restaurant, and he breaks into tears crying about working an extra hour. Like, what?
I hear you.
Like, dog, I'm just saying, homie.
No, I feel you. Listen, I will admit this. I think in today's world, because of just the advancements of technology and everything, that we have it much easier than what you had it even when you were growing up. Just naturally, just based upon life and just years of things getting better, right? So because of that, yeah, subconsciously, there's certain things that we just don't have to do or did not have to do that your generation and the generations prior had to do. So yeah, could you consider that or us being softer because of that? Sure. I mean, I can understand that. Like motherfuckers back in the days had to ride camelback. Well, we got fast cars and electric cars now. Motherfuckers got, elevators. Like I know these are like little examples. My point being is that we've created things that have made our lives easier. We got the internet where I can Google whatever I want to and figure it out right now. Where in your generation, you have to just figure shit out. So naturally, mentally, your brain has been molded to grind harder back in your day because you had to. Where my generation is more so like, what's the most efficient and the smartest way that I can get this job done with the least amount of work? You guys were like, just get it done. Like you guys didn't really think about
what you just said is creating like hard heads and soft asses, dog. I mean, I'm just telling you,
right.
Like, what happened when you work your ass off for the time that you're at that specific job?
You typically get better at that.
What happened to that? Like, we don't have that no more. I'm just saying, like, what happened to where we're here for 3 hours, Smitty? Let's bust our ass, full go, hard, and let's not bitch and moan. Let's get it done regardless of what happens. If I sprain my ankle, I'm still going to try to fight out there and play. These motherfuckers are getting wheelchaired out for getting hit in the face, homie. Come on, man.
You know what I think it is, JB?
Garland last year, I did a whole video. Garland gets hit in the face. Motherfucker had to wheelchair the motherfucker out. Like, come on, man. Excuses are for excuses, bruh. I don't care what it is. At the end of the day, your excuses are they make more money. I wish I had that fucking excuse. Your excuses are there's more to lose. I wish I had that fucking excuse. Your excuses are there's more science and more computer aids. And like, come on, man. Like, why are we using these excuses?
Players know the business now, JB.
Politics, Smitty, is the game. We still play the game that has given us the money. Right. What happened to that? What happened to paying homage? Like, we don't pay homage at all. Wonder why we see kids that don't open doors for old people, that don't call old people, yes, thank you, sir, ma'am. Like, why do you, here, yeah, hey, yo, hey, huh. Like, you fucking disrespectful little bitch. Like, why do you think this is a correlation, dog? It is. It really is. I'm telling you, I talk to these kids every day.
I think today's athletes are just smarter, man, and we have more information in terms of like with the business side of things. Back in the days, players were just busting their ass, doing what they think about boxing and how many boxers had got their money fucked up because they were just worried about going out there, fighting as hard as they possibly could, busting their ass, but never understanding the business. I think players now understand how these billionaires operate, how these owners think, how they man. At the end of the day, they don't give a fuck about you. They want to know, what have you done for me lately? And as soon as you're not doing what they want you to do, they're going to release your ass, cut your ass, and leave you on the streets. So because of that, players understand that, and they're like, okay, well, my job is to put myself in the best financial position as I possibly can while I'm here. So I'm going to do everything I can to stay healthy, make as many M's for me and my kids, because whenever this owner, this team wants to say, all right, Darnell, you're going. All right, JB, thank you for your services. You're going. They can do that.
It's interesting. You made that comment, so I pulled it up immediately. I wanted to see if I could even find anything. I found something. It's not great research, but it's something. So you said they're smarter now, and you said that they have more money, and you said they're smarter and business savvy. So why are they going bankrupt faster than we used to without all the money?
I gotta look that up, JB.
I'm just saying, here it is right here. It's really close. I'm not gonna blow it out of proportion. It's 47. They said it's 51% to 49%, and You got guys back in the day like Rocket Ismail, who only had back in that day was an unheard of back then $4.5 million salary. Disappeared as fast as he earned it. I looked at my bank statement, he said, and I just went, what the fuck? Then we had Antoine Walker, first $100 million guy, one of the first $100 million guys, broke his shit right now and then he's arrested for writing bad checks in 2009, right?
Right.
What happened to the 9-figure fortune? So
for every one of those stories you can mention, I can mention somebody who then flipped and tripled and quadrupled their
time
worth.
out though. Now you're tripling these amounts and losing it. You can't be smarter than what you just said. They're smarter. There's no way.
Nah, overall, man, you can always find your stories. Listen, nothing will ever be all inclusive or nothing. You always find some idiots in the group. You always find outliers.
Man,
in the group.
outlier. We say it all the time.
Yeah.
Outlier.
Yeah, for sure. But I just think all in all,
just because you make a lot of money at something, there's a lot of by chance, inheritance, luck. A lot of people that make their millions and billions didn't have shit to do with earning it, and a lot of them fuck it off because they don't understand the value of the dollar. That doesn't make them smarter, bro.
No. I agree with that.
Opportunist, which is he's a victim, not a victim. He's a victim of this particular era. Like there's more money thrown out there now than there ever has been before, and you're paying guys that you call worth it, I say not deserving, or vice versa in the Lamar Jackson case. Like, we're paying guys every day. Ben Simmons, Kyler Murray. Look at the guys that are getting paid that have done absolutely nothing. They're not even fucking playing. I'll argue Kawhi Leonard right now, Paul George right now. I'll argue a bunch of dudes in the NFL right now. So, like, I don't know if they're smarter, bro. I don't know if that's smarter. And if they become broke.
I hear you, man. I think when we can, this is going to be a forever debate. You know what I'm saying? I think I've said it before. I'm sure the generation before you think you guys were soft. You know what I'm saying? It's always, and I'm sure in 20 years, I'm going to look back and call this next generation, and we're just going to keep doing it. And sure, it's going to look different. Maybe people are a little softer, but that's just because it's like shit is easier now. Why use the stairs if I got an escalator? Why use the escalator if I got an elevator? Why walk when I got a car? Why? So these are just everyday little things that just over the last 50 to 100 years, whatever, things just changed.
You know why? You know why? Because when no one's looking, you still do right. That is the true testament of character. That's why you do it. That's why you walk up the stairs when no one's watching you.
I still go on the stairs myself sometimes, so I feel you on that. But I'm gonna say, Jimmy, keep it real. Jimmy, keep it real though. This show gonna blow up, and who knows? Next couple months, it might take a year. I don't know. This shit's gonna blow up, and we're gonna have a full fucking team of people, producers, writers, and me and you. We gonna sit back. We gonna look at the rundown for the day, for the next day. All right, bet, cool. And we gonna come here and do the show. Are we gonna be soft now because we're making money and we got more? No, it's just like I think we gotta separate soft and we earned that.
We earned it.
But okay, but who decides what we earned though? Like
we 4 years in the making. Be me by myself, couple trial errors with some slapsticks. Finally get you. We blow it up while you're doing 3 jobs, 4 jobs. We've earned it. That is the testament of earning it.
I agree, but
what we're worth. But what you're saying is not true. You're paying Ben Simmons, dog. What did he do? What does he earn? What the fuck does he earn?
He still had to get to the league.
Tell me what he's earned.
Listen, hold on quick. Don't look at just the NBA by itself. He's been playing basketball his entire life. I'm saying this man's been playing basketball and getting better, preparing himself his entire life. You don't just wake up and become an NBA player. So, like,
I get that. But you made it though, right? You just said you made it there, right?
Right. Which means you put in the work to get there, which means you earned that.
No, you haven't earned it yet. This is a result-oriented business, dog. So wait up though. Time out. So all these Heisman Trophy winners that are bust have earned $100 million. What did they do in the NFL? What did they do in the NFL? Nothing. Why are they earned it? How have they earned it? Just because you were great in college don't mean you earned shit, homie. But, hey, dog, remember this, Smitty. You already know better than anybody. What have you done for me lately? That is the world we live in. Nobody gives a fuck about last year and the day before. They don't even care about the Denver Nuggets no more. They're already talking about the Lakers are already closer to winning it than the Nuggets next year. Like, nobody cares.
But listen real quick. I think these last couple years, let's use Ben Simmons as the example. These last couple years, he barely played. He's been a bust. But again, there were seasons before that where maybe we might think he's not reaching his potential. That's one argument. Cool. But the guy was a motherfucking multiple-time All-Star, a guy who averaged damn near, like 15, 7, and 7. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the second best player for a long time. He was the first best player, but the second best player on the Philadelphia team, perennial playoff making team. We thought he should be better. We think he should be better. Sure, that's one conversation. But it's not like he just came in the league and didn't do shit, was not productive, wasn't a starter, wasn't an all-star, wasn't like the guy got his money and then he started fucking bullshit. I will admit that. So Ben Simmons is a good example for your end, but again, it's always outliers. For every Ben Simmons, I can give you
let me ask you this. So if they've earned it their whole life, to your theory, what happens to the motherfuckers out there in the world like Earl Manigault and Raymond Lewis and Verbum Day that got blackballed and never made it? Or the guy that was an All-American like Hank Gathers who dies from a heart attack? Is his parents getting fucking reparations? Are they getting paid because he earned it? Fuck no, homie. They ain't earned shit. He never played. Did Lynn Bias's family get the contract Lynn Bias signed for? Fuck no.
No, they didn't. But
they didn't.
But JB, if they do decide to pay you, then you earned it. I'm not talking. Once the contract is signed, if a motherfucker come to me right now and say, Darnell, here's $10 million, a motherfucker might be like, Darnell, you didn't earn that shit.
No, time out. You got two different things separating, dog.
Talk to me.
Of course you're not going to turn down the money they gave you. No one's going to do that. I'm not saying be the better guy. Say no to $100 million. No, I ain't saying that shit. I'm saying you have not earned that shit, though. And if you do get the blessing of that bag, you need to go prove that you're worth the money that you paid. You got paid. That's what I'm telling you. You're saying that you've worked your whole life playing sports and you deserve to get this money. And I'm telling you, what happened to all those guys that deserved it, that died or got hurt or didn't make it?
It's unfortunate.
They didn't earn it. They earned it too.
It's unfortunate.
I don't see their people getting paid for their greatness coming through high school, college, and being a Heisman Trophy winner or Final Four final champion. Or I mean, like, dog, you got to show it every day. You got to show up to work every day and earn your keep, don't you?
Let me ask you this thing. If a player is getting $100 million contract, like say in NFL quarterback, what would one have to do, in your opinion, prior to receiving that $100 million contract? Like, I think the thing that me and you disagree on, really, when I think about it more, is the definition of earn. How do we define? Like, that's such a loose word. To me, earn might be one thing. To you, might be another. It's like, how do the teams and owners define what earn means? If an owner say, you know what, I want to get Patrick Mahomes $500 million contract for 10 years, in his head, Mahomes earned it. And that's just one example. But my point is, whatever they decide to pay you is what you've earned. Like, there's no other way to decipher it.
I think Michael Jordan came out recently and said that we're paying players for what we think they're worth, and they have never proved anything. Jordan just came out and said it the other day, and I was like, fuck, finally somebody said it. He said that we're paying guys based on what we project them to be, where back in the day, we've never paid a person in their life for what we project them to be. We are paying guys off projections now, like the Ben Simmons and the Kyler Murrays and all these different people, off of projections, and they're breaking the banks of the owners, the GMs, and firing coaches. And there's an old adage in the coaching world, dog. Stars will get you fired. 5-star recruits will get the coach fired bigger than shit, because those are the guys that are fucking lazy, cancerous, fucking shitbirds. And the 2 and the 3 stars, if we really want to break it down, there's more of them in the NFL than 5 stars.
Yeah, for sure.
So stars will get you beat, just like projections will get you fired. And that goes for GMs, coaches. And the only one's protected is the owner. And in Daniel Snyder's case, not even him. So, like, there's shit that rolls downhill, dog. All shit rolls downhill. And the cream rises to the top. And the bottom line is projections is what we're paying guys on. And that is why I say this is the softest fucking era of all time, regardless of your rules and all the bylaws that have changed. I get all that, your sake. But still, if we didn't pay them on projections and we paid them off what they're worth, not what they deserve, there's a difference, then we'd be a lot better off. You'd have a bigger salary cap. You'd have more players. You'd have more competitive edge in the NFL and NBA. You'd have a better competitive balance. You'd have more loaded rosters. But we have big three. And then after that, the Nets had who? Fucking Harris.
But let me ask you this, JB. Haven't we always paid off potential? If my memory serves me correct, didn't Magic Johnson sign a 20-year, $1 million a year contract? They didn't reach that point. But my point is, he signed a 20-year deal. That's projection.
It was projection that you make it to this 20 years. If at any given time that contract was cease and desist, it was over. They didn't make it to that deal because of course, who he ended up being.
Right.
That deal was a shoe deal through Adidas, I want to say. That was a shoe deal with Adidas in the beginning. And I even saw it, I think, on the show Air about Michael Jordan, because everybody was going Adidas at that time. There was a shitload. Magic, Bird, everyone was going to Adidas. And that was a shoe contract, I think they put, which was the biggest one, and Jordan wanted a bigger one when he got into the league. So I think it was a shoe deal, a 20-year deal, $20 million.
All right, that's cool. Let me ask you this then. Was Michael Jordan broke before he won his first ring?
Converse. Not
Converse. Was Michael Jordan broke in the NBA before he got his first ring? You know, it took him 7 years to get it. Like, did the NBA not pay him before he got the first ring?
No, they did pay him, but he was the lowest paid.
He was the lowest paid what?
Did you see his contract? They just showed it. I just saw it the other day. He didn't get paid until what, year 9 in the league? Year 8? Like, really paid. Of course, they made money. He wasn't broke. Nobody's broke in the NBA unless you're an idiot. But he didn't get that big dollar until year 8 or 9. I just read something about the whole thing. And then remember, he forced himself, like him and his mom and his lawyers didn't allow him to get a certain amount of dollars before a certain amount of years. I just read a whole thing on him. Like,
I hear you.
It's fascinating what he did. Now, I'm sure he's not going to, man, I can't go to McDonald's today. I'm broke. No, he ain't going to he wasn't broke. What I'm saying is he didn't get that big bag yet. He didn't get that big money contract yet. Plus, we know the era was different. So there wasn't that big bag like that.
Well,
but
I'm saying for that time frame.
Was getting it. Bird was starting to get it. Dr. J was starting to get it. Like, those type of cats were starting to get it. Then Barkley blew up with the commercials and all that shit after he started tomahawk dunking on everybody. Then they said, oh shit, who's this guy? He started getting it. And it wasn't astronomical, not even close to what it is now.
Well, I'm saying, again, you have to change it. You have to alter for that time frame. I'm not comparing to numbers now. The numbers are going to keep going up. In 20 years, these numbers are going to look small. So I get that. My point being is that I understand what you're saying. Like, you got to earn this shit, and each year is its own entity. But like, if that's the mindset, then players should come into the league earning like $50,000 salary, like regular job, and each individual year, you should be on 1 year fucking deals. And depending upon what you did for that 1 year will determine your pay. Each year should be 1 year. You should never get any long-term contracts, no 5-6 years, because anything past a couple years, we're projecting. Like, that's all we're doing. I don't care. Even if you won a championship this year, if I sign to a 5-year deal, I'm doing that because I'm hoping that within that next 4 to 5 years, you're going to bring me another championship. Or you're always projecting. So, like, that just comes into payment. There's no way to not do. If I pay you anything, I'm technically projecting. Fox is projecting. When they hire me for my position, they're projecting. They're assuming that I'm going to add huge value within my position. I'm going to bring that value to a high level, and they're paying me for that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I don't think so.
You're always projecting.
If you had an IG video today that went and had 30 million views, I guarantee you something's going to happen where they'd be like, "Oh, we got to get you on the show today." Your worth just changed. Now they have a problem. They're not paying you for that. How do regular jobs work, Smitty, every day? Like, why is this so different? Because they're still protected human resources, still protected by employment laws. They're still protected by all the same shit. The Walmart worker, the NBA player, they all have the same shit. They can sue for the same shit. They have fucking employment rights. Why is it different? So you're telling me that the GM at Stater Brothers hasn't worked his way up and doesn't earn what he gets?
I'm not saying.
I mean, it works every day in the regular job field. Why are we holding these cats such a different standard? And they actually, because your hardworking dollar is paying their salary. And guess what? I show up with my 9 kids and watch Kawhi Leonard, and he don't even fucking play. So why is it not the same? Why are we holding these fucking soft pussies at a whole nother standard? Like,
so what should we do?
Walmart worker.
What should we do, JB? What? Because I'm a solution-based person. What should we do? Should we go on a year-to-year base and we pay you just to pay what you did that year? What should we do? Like, should players clock in? Should players clock in?
It's ignorant for me to speak on it because there's never gonna. We're too small of any human to ever say anything. We don't have no say in the thing. What I'm saying is, like, if I'm the commissioner or something, it's not even. It's above that. It's a union. There's CBA. I mean, there's so much things. There's so many things involved. The thing is, like, if you just ask me, JB, you're God, you can control what happens. Right. Yeah, I'm paying them year to year. And if you get injured based on what my doctor says, my doctor tells you that you cannot go, you don't get paid, dog. You get a pension. You get a pension, so you'll get some money, but until you're healthy again, and then you get back on your salary. I just think it makes for better fucking banter. I think it makes for better league. I think it makes for more competitiveness. I think it makes the college player work harder. I think that the NBA and NFL player that's not playing right now, that are on the last end of the bench, have an opportunity to get in and show their worth. And then maybe that guy ends up being the guy. But we're paying guys on what? Projections?
Yeah, we are. I get you from a fan standpoint, it might be better. You might see a little bit more competitive because players are like they're fighting and clawing to fucking get out there because they have no choice. But what about the play? Like, do we think about the players ever? Like, what about from a player standpoint? I have no security. I'm year to year, and if I get hurt, my salary's gone. I'm getting a fucking pension. I'm getting $5,000 a month. Just
like you do as a mailman getting bit by a doggy, dog.
But all things, look, life ain't fair. You know that, JB, more than me. All jobs ain't equal. It is what it is. An NBA player is not a mailman. It is what it is.
Have the same employment law. They have the same employment rights.
But it ain't the same.
Dog. It's a federal rule law. It's not a different deal. By the way, you and I in America hold the standard for the NBA and NFL player higher. But the fact of the matter is, they're not higher.
Their value is, we talk about value, the money that they generate. These billion-dollar industries is because of the player. It ain't because of the fucking owner. It ain't because of the coach. It's because of the players.
There's a bunch of fanboys out there who pay their salaries by going to their games.
Exactly. But regardless of how we feel about it, that's the facts. They generate billion-dollar industries because of the players. So if I'm that valuable, if I'm bringing your industry billions of dollars, you better fucking break me off. Yeah, because you're rich as fuck off my back.
You want.
Come on now.
You want a dude to play one good season, get a 10-year contract, and then miss 3 years in a row and still get that same money. That's what you're saying.
What I'm saying is, JB, I'm not gonna feel sorry for billionaires. So I don't give a fuck if a player is making $10 million.
Hold on, though. There's two sides of this coin, though, bro.
Let's do it.
The billionaire also had to have gotten some break or earned the right to pay the millionaire, or you wouldn't be a millionaire. So when do you thank the billionaire for drafting you? When do you thank the billionaire for paying you? When do you thank the billionaire for changing your family's life?
Cool. What do you mean? When do you thank them? They thank them. They
thank them. All you're talking about is gimme. When have you thanked the billionaire? You're blaming the billionaire. I would be kissing his ass. He just changed my life, homie. And now you're telling me that we're trying. Nah, fuck that billionaire. I don't feel sorry for him. He just changed your life, homie.
I'm not. Thank you. I appreciate you. I'm not. But I'm saying,
man.
You try to take money out of my pocket. I ain't got.
You didn't even think about it.
No, I did. I still stand by what I said. I said I don't feel bad for him. I'm not saying fuck the billionaire. I'm saying he's a billionaire. So I'm not gonna feel bad about me taking a fucking $1 million out of his pocket. Ooh. Without me.
It sounds to me that's enabled though. That sounds like, oh, anyone's gonna give me $1 million. No, they're not.
Again, you've had to earn it. The problem is you don't think they've earned it. That's the only separation right now. I believe they've earned it. Because why would a team pay you if they don't think you put in the work to earn it? You disagree. You think guys have not done enough to earn. That's really the big disagreement right there. We define earn differently.
Yeah, because I think there's worth and I think there's earned. I think there's two different things. I think that what you're worth, what you're worth means you've deserved that bag by what you've proven on or off the field or court. What you're worth is what you have deserved to that point. So that is how I define it. So that means that I've deserved 4 years of pay because I've proven 4 years without big pay that I balled out and I played hurt. I played injured. I was available. Now I am deserving of what you're worthy of paying me.
All right.
That is how I break it down. Now, you want to pay them off projecting their worth without proving or deserving anything.
I'm not saying pay the guys on draft day, JB. Stop it. I'm not saying.
No, they're not.
No. I'm saying I'm not saying that. I'm not saying, okay, with the second pick of the NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers draft Ben Simmons, here's $100 million. No, I'm saying this motherfucker was an all-star for multiple seasons, played for multiple seasons, made Philly a perennial playoff team for multiple seasons, and then he got paid a big bag. Now we could disagree about the amount, but that to say he didn't earn it, I don't understand it. There was work put into the league before the contract. They didn't just say here $100 million. Like that's all I'm saying. Like,
and here's the thing. I know you say what you're worth is what someone's willing to pay you, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the problem. Like that is the issue right here because we're paying dudes to keep them on our roster, just as a college coach is paying a dude or begging the dude so he don't transfer. It's the same thing, and it's biting them in the ass, just like I've said with the transfer portal and these coaches sucking these kids' dicks to keep them there. And at the end of the day, they still transfer and make you lose all credibility in your locker room because you've kissed their ass, allowed them to miss class, allowed them to miss practice, still started them, still gave them an NIL bag, and they still fucked you and transferred. And I sent you a text last night from a D1 offensive coordinator, and high school kids now are transferring within different high schools and asking the high school for $500K. Like, come on, dog. You don't think we've created this monster? There's no one else to blame. The owners, like you say, to defend you on this, yeah, the owners are paying them what they think they're worth. Guess what? They're wrong. Because if this motherfucker, you think he's worth that money, and guess what? Yeah, we're not going to turn it down. Fuck no, we're going to take the money. And I don't feel sorry for you giving me the money. No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, though, there is a difference between deserving and what you're worth. I'm just telling you. I don't know. That's just me.
Hey, I guess my closing thoughts, players, make that money.
I mean, that's what it's all about, though. That's what everybody says, though. That's all everyone says.
I mean, I feel you, man. Right.
I mean, everybody's saying get their money. Everyone get the money. But to me, that if you look at it, I mean, it's kind of created a soft ass, don't you think?
A little bit. Hey, I take a soft ass and a big bank. Hey, I've been hard long enough.
All of us will. But yeah. I'm just saying, if we couldn't talk about this, there wouldn't be nothing to talk about. So